Open Heaven, 9 March 2025. Devotional topic, Creative Miracles, Memory Verse. But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Matthew 19, verse 26. Read. John 9, verse 1 to 7. Verse 1. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? 3. Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me, while it is day, the night cometh, when no man can work. 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. 6. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. 7, the last verse. And said unto him, Go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation, sent. He went his way therefore, and washed, and came seeing. Message. Miracles are extraordinary events that defy natural and scientific explanations. Our God is a God of miracles, and He takes great delight in shocking doubters and skeptics. God does different kinds of miracles, but today I will focus on His creative miracles. God performs creative miracles when people have concluded that a terrible situation is beyond remedy. Nothing is impossible for Him. In today's Bible reading, Jesus and His disciples passed by a man who had been born blind, and the disciples asked Jesus about whose sin was responsible for the man's predicament. Jesus told them that it wasn't a question of sin, but that the man's condition was intended to bring God glory. Jesus spat on the ground, made some mud, and put it on the blind man's eyes. He then told the man to go and wash, and after he washed off the mud, he came back seeing. That is what I call a creative miracle. A miracle involving the act of creation. If the doctors have said that you have an irreversible medical condition, God will recreate the part of your body that is affected in Jesus' name. This was what God did in 2 Kings 5 verse 1 to 14, when He healed Naaman's leprosy and made his flesh become like that of a newborn baby. I have seen numerous cases of women who didn't have a womb, but who gave birth to babies. Some of them had multiple births more than once. God is able to handle genetic issues, change blood groups, replace missing body parts, and even increase or reduce people's weights and heights. A man who had childlike faith once sat listening to me. As miracles happened around the altar, he struggled to see all that was happening because his sight was blocked by people who were taller than him. He then said in his heart, If only I was taller. God heard him and told me that there was someone in the congregation who wished he was taller. He told me to tell the person to look down, and if he finds that his trousers have become shorter, he should know that there is nothing wrong with them, because he is the one who had grown taller. When it was time for testimonies, he came forward with his wife, who testified that her husband had indeed grown taller. How do you explain that? God's creative power was at work to make the impossible possible. I pray that God will give you creative miracles, in Jesus' name. Prayer point. Father, please stretch forth your mighty hands to heal and do mighty wonders and creative miracles in my life and family, in Jesus' name. Acts 4 verse 30. Bible in 1 year, Joshua 14 verse 17, Hymn 25. The great physician's now is near. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.